Right, today's video is on multiplying and dividing by 10 and 100. So we've got our columns set out, all right? Units, tens, hundreds, thousands, tens of thousands, tenths, 100s and 1000s. Now, each time we move up a column, the numbers in that column increase by a multiple of 10. So if we have a 7 in this column, it just represents 7 units. If we have a column in this, a number in this column, 7 tens, 700s, 7,000s, and each one multiplies up by a factor of 10. Okay. If we are multiplying by 10 or 100, we're moving all of the numbers to the left. Numbers get bigger as we move to the left. If we're dividing, numbers are going to be moving to the right, getting smaller. Okay. So let's see what happens. If we have a number, let's use that 7, 857, and we're going to multiply that number by 10. We take each digit to the left because it increases by a factor of 10. So 800 becomes 8,000. 50 becomes 500. 7 becomes 70. Now, we have a gap here, and I think you know what I'm going to say. You do not add a 0 to the end of the number, okay? Because if I have the number 7 in this column here, and I add a 0 to it, I've still got 7, okay? Because I haven't moved the position of the 7 itself. So let's get rid of that. You know that. Don't ever say it, because you know it makes me cry. We have a gap here. That gap has to be filled. Okay, and so what happens is a 0 drops down from the sky, and here it comes, dropping down, and it fills that space. The 0 is just a space filler to tell us there are no units. So 857 becomes 8,570. Okay, what if we want to multiply that number by 100? 857 times 100. Instead of moving it one space to the left, we simply move it 2 spaces to the left. So the 8 will jump across to the tens of thousands. Oh, I can't write my left hand. The 5 comes across to the thousands. The 7 to the hundreds. This 0 happily moves across into the tens. We're left with another space. What happens now? We look above and down comes that 0 and drops down to fill that gap. Okay? Keep that in your head. It's the numbers that move. We don't just add a 0 onto the end because each number now does a different job. What happens if we add a decimal, a number after the decimal point into that? So let's choose a nice new number. Okay, choose a nice number. Let's have a, I don't know, 81.46. 81.46, okay? If you want to think of it as money, that's fine. £81.46, that's great. Now, if we want to multiply this by 10, the important thing to remember is that the decimal point is a block of concrete. It does not move. So all of the numbers have to jump over it. Ooh, excitement. Okay, and as they jump over, they increase by a factor of 10. So if we're multiplying 81 by 81.46 by 10, every number moves one space to the left. So 80 becomes 800, 1 becomes 10. This 4, bless it, now has to do a bit of a jump. Jump over the decimal point into the units column. It now becomes 4 whole units. This 6 here can shuffle up. Don't forget your decimal point. There goes the 6. Now, after the decimal point, as long as there's no numbers coming after, you don't have to add a 0 unless we're talking about money, okay? I am going to put it in this time. So we've got 814.6. If you want to say 0.60, that's fine, okay? But just remember, after the last number, you don't have to put a 0 in, just in the same way that we don't have to put zeros on this side if there's no number coming out at the other end. Okay, everybody happy with that? Yes? What if we would multiply 81.46 by 1,000? Easy. Everybody moves another space over to the left. So we now have 8,140. Come on, little 6, do your little hop over, point. Now we don't have any numbers in the decimal columns, so we can leave these blank, or we can put a 0.0 there if you want to. It's up to you. Okay? So every time we multiply by 10, we jump one space to the left. Multiplying by 100, jump 2 spaces to the left. Multiplying by 1,000, you know, jump 3 spaces to the left. We're going to do division next. It's exactly the same, but we're going the other way. So let's have a look. Let's pick a number. Okay, pick a number, pick a number. Let's have 7,423. Okay, dividing by 10, we're coming this way, okay? And very often we really need to remember that decimal point. So pop it in, block of concrete, decimal point doesn't move. All the numbers have to do a little leap over it. So 7,423 divided by 10. We're going to reduce each number by a factor of 10. So let's get leaping. Drag these numbers across. So we're going to drag the 3 across into the tenths column. Jump over. Drag the 2 into the units column. Drag the 4 into the tens, and the 7 comes into the hundreds. So 7,423 divided by 10 then becomes 742.3. What about if we divide it by 10 again? If we're dividing by 100, we simply drag it one more space over. So drag everything across. Bring the 3, where are we, into the hundreds column. The 2 then leaps over that decimal point to go into the tenths. 4 comes into units. The 700 becomes 70. So 7,423.0 divided by 100, we've dragged it 2 spaces across, becomes 74.23. I hope that makes sense. In the next video, we're going to be multiplying by a multiple of 10, okay, taking you to the next step on. See you in a moment.